Hey everyone, so my name is Gershon. I'm the VP of Revenue at PeerSpot. Just in 2 seconds, a little bit about me. So I've been at the company for about 5 years and based in Israel. I live here with my wife and 4 little kids, hence the virtual background, as there's usually havoc that goes on behind me when I'm working from home. I'll jump right into it. So there. PeerSpot, as I'm sure many of you know, we're a review site for enterprise technology. We have a very specific focus on DevOps, IT, and cybersecurity. You can see here some of the top companies that we work with, and just a little bit about what makes us unique. So there are 2 really main points. Number 1 is the content that we host, and number 2 is the audience. So I'll just start very, very quickly with the audience. So the audience, as you can see here, we have a thriving community of over 700 tech buyers who come regularly and visit. And we've noticed that they actually, when they're coming to read the reviews and read the customer content, they're more looking to actually do research as opposed to kind of browse. And we see that because they come over and over again throughout their buying process, throughout their decision-making process. And the reason they do that, like I said initially, is because of that content. So you can see here, the majority of the reviews, we call them reviews, but really they're interviews. And we get them conversationally. So over 95% of those are done either at in-person events or through conversations over the phone, et cetera. And what that allows us to do is get really, really in-depth content that will highlight key features of your solutions that your customers can come in and read. And those can also be used in marketing and sales to power marketing and sales. And it's a great customer experience because they don't really need to write anything or type anything up. So I'm going to quickly pass it over to the amazing Noelle to introduce herself and speak a little bit about how we started working together with her and One Identity.
Thanks, Gershon. How everybody? I'm the global head of growth and partner marketing and strategic communications for One Identity. And in my role, I oversee demand generation, analyst and public relations, and partner marketing. My team focuses on strengthening our market position, expanding our brand's reach, and driving pipeline and revenue growth, all of which PeerSpot help us achieve. So moving on to the next slide, I wanted to chat with you a little bit in terms of what do we want to solve, how PeerSpot was going to help us. And so starting with, we wanted to expand the reach of our customer voice. Today, we leverage PeerSpot reviews to amplify our customer success stories and to showcase our product's strengths. So PeerSpot has enabled us to create curated quotes that highlight new product features, as well as strategic focus areas for our business. Let me give you an example. If we launch a new AI-powered feature, the PeerSpot reviews can actually highlight early adopter feedback and creates that kind of real-world validation that we can use for marketing and sales purposes. When it comes to buyer influence, we all know that the average buyer consumes 10 to 12 pieces of content before engaging with any vendor. So we need to reach and influence buyers earlier in that buying journey. So buyers trust peer reviews much more than they trust vendors' content. So given that PeerSpot ranks pretty high on search engines for our key solution categories, whether that's identity management or access management or privileged access and so on and so forth, these help us to be part of that buyer evaluation set from day one. Another good example of how this works is when you have a security architect who's comparing One Identity to one of our competitors. He will be able to find real-world performance reviews on PeerSpot. He may then shortlist One Identity even before they start talking to our sales team. Now, when you think about SEO and visibility, PeerSpot content is SEO optimized. So One Identity's profile on PeerSpot helps us drive thousands of web views per month by surfacing us in those searches when other buyers are doing competitive evaluations. And then finally, PeerSpot provides with a continuous stream of feedback from real users across all different kinds of industries that we can use for product improvement, for what is working well, what's not working well, and we can pass that information to our product development team. So yet another way to use that data outside what you would think as traditional marketing or sales processes. So this is it's been a great experience. We've been working with PeerSpot for a number of years now. And so I want to pass it over to Gershon, who has more information before I come back and show you some of the outcomes of this effort.
So yeah, as Noelle mentioned, so what we tried to do to really solve those problems, it all starts with the reviews, right? With the interviews. So we worked together to really build the features that we want to highlight, whether it be a launch, whether it be existing features, and then ask those questions when we're interviewing the customers, and then use that to really create the right types of assets and widgets to put on the website to make sure that it's all, one of the things that I've seen, I'll touch on this a little bit on the last slide, is that, everyone now is talking about doing more with less. And I feel like in the advocacy space, you guys are the ones that invented that. From the beginning, it's teams of one, teams of few. So really to make sure that you're able to get as much as you can out of all that content. And you can see here some of the ways that was done through using it on social, arming the sales team. Another thing, pun kind of intended, SEO, like Noelle mentioned a few times, has become the Wild West since AI. And it's, people are losing traffic, gaining traffic. People don't really know why. And one of the things that a lot of our customers, but specifically One Identity, has done a great job is figuring out what types of keywords we want to use, speaking to the customers, and then creating widgets which can help that SEO optimization and putting them on strategic landing pages. So I'll jump to the next slide, back to Noelle, to talk a little bit about the actual results, the metrics. So yeah, I'll pass it over back to you.
Awesome. So over the past 12 months or so, we've been able to collect 172 reviews across 4 product areas. We have over 100 verified name reviews, and that help us educate the market on the pros and cons of our products based on how real people are using our solutions. Keep in mind, again, all of this feedback is being verified. We know that these are real customers. These are not chatbot created reviews and so on and so forth. 59 new customer references have been identified, and that we can use for various demand generation programs that we run at One Identity. And then boosted our product pages with organic traffic thanks to the new PeerSpot widgets. Go ahead, Gershon, back to you.
Thanks. So one of the things which we're really excited about, which goes back to that more with less, which I just wanted to share with all of you, is something we've started rolling out in phases. It's called the Peer Marketer. So one of the two main problems for customer advocacy that I see that we really try and help solve, one is collecting that content, right? It's really difficult to get customers who are going to give you a review, a case study, whatever it might be, and all of your teams work really hard to do that. So we really try and help get that content and get it as extensive and use it as much as possible. The next step is how to make it really easy to use. So what we already have and what already has been rolled out recently is, number one, you can turn all of that into assets with a few clicks, something we call peer reports, which is that little icon on the right side. The second part, which is relatively new, is now you can actually, using the vendor portal, type in any topic that you want, or focus on metrics, whatever it might be. And this engine will actually search through your reviews and take all of the content, all of the quotes on that topic, so you can then circulate that through the team and utilize it. And the next step, which is coming out in the coming months, is actually to be able to power an entire marketing campaign by doing that. So you can type in a topic, it'll take all of the quotes from those reviews, and then you'll be able to not only get the quotes, but create, like you see here, little cards for social media, widgets for your website, one-click case studies, assets, and all of that in about a few minutes, just from this vendor portal, from the voice of your customer. So we're really excited about that. And yeah, here, if anyone wants to do it live, then this is my info, and it was great. Thank you so much, Noelle.